could be pure speculation, but a lot of companies, individuals, and developers believe that Microsoft is exploiting GitHub to train the OpenAI code-based foundation models for GitHub Copilot and Copilot X. What's your thought? What are your thoughts on this, and how far is it true? And what are the implications of this?
Yeah, it's a great and very complicated question. And let me state for the record, I do not represent GitHub in my comments, nor my lawyer. Always important. So look, I mean, GitHub has been, I think, pretty open in how the code on GitHub has been used to train the models, right? And there have been several blog posts. I think one thing that GitHub has done well and will continue to do well is embrace transparency, and really push the envelope sometimes in terms of what Microsoft would do, and kind of carry that a little bit further, which is great. I think when I think about this, and I realize that not everybody will agree, I believe that, AI code gen models are of social good for the future. Like, I think they're going to unlock a whole new level of creativity. We talked before about like developing countries and bringing opportunity to them. And when you look at the world through the lens of thinking that everybody is going to be able to build software, because we're just going to remove so many of these barriers and so much of this complexity that we were just talking about over time, I think we can unleash a ton of creativity and opportunity to people. And so I try to keep my eyes on that and like, what could this be? And how could this be a service that helps so many people? And then kind of work back from there. And I understand, right? It's fraught. If you write code and you never understood that it would be used to train a model, it can be a little bit jarring to know that your blood, sweat, and tears is going into something like that. But I also think another way to look at it is how many people that it's helping. And I think this show is going to show up not just in code, but in everything, right? Like, I mean, people are scraping images off of websites and whenever there's a new technology, people are going to make mistakes and they're going to go too far, and we're going to legislate it and we're going to have conversations about it and hopefully get to a really good outcome over time. Even I think a lot of the conversations happening around safety and ethics in AI are incredibly important. But I think it's all part of technological development, and quite frankly, I think it's unavoidable. Like it's going, like, I think this is an unstoppable force, and we need to figure out how to work with it in productive ways and put the right safety measures in place and the right licensing models in place and the right opt-in, if you will, in place. And I think there's a lot of work to do there. But I think, anytime that you release something new, there's always a like, wait a sec, how is this working? I think GitHub was pretty intentional and careful about terms of service and licensing and all of those things. Certainly, we had many, many conversations before we trained the model or released anything, and felt like we were in a good place to do so.
So your answer has been politically correct. You actually managed it pretty well.
That's like a COO that was an executive of a big company. Right?